In Chicago, you know that all sports rock. The Bears, Hawks, Bulls, Cubs, and Sox. Pick your favorite, you can choose. As long as the Packers lose. For everything you need to know, it's Bill Swerski Sports Talk Chicago. Bill Swerski Sports Talk Chicago.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Bill Swerski Sports Talk Chicago. This is your hosts, Alex and Sean. On this episode, we'll be talking about Bears post Super Bowl. We'll be talking some Blackhawks and a lot of Bulls and more. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsor, the Rockford Ice Hogs. If you're not familiar with the Rockford Ice Hogs, they're the AHL minor league affiliate of the Chicago Blackhawks. What does that mean for you? You get to see the stars of tomorrow today at family-friendly, affordable prices. The season is going on right now, so head on over to icehogs.com, get yourself a hat, shirt, jersey, tickets, and more. Tell them Swerski Sports sent you. Alex, how are we feeling after the Super Bowl?
Doing okay. You know what? It's going to get into like the high 30s and 40s this week, so that's nice, right?
So, you know, we hosted a couple of friends for the Super Bowl,
hmm
and my wife was like, get ice cream. Okay. We didn't have any room in our freezer. I'm like, you know what? It's cold. I went and bought everything the night before. Like, it's cold. I'm just going to leave it on the front porch. Bro, it warmed up just above freezing on Sunday, and all the ice cream melted.
Wah, wah.
The ice on the sidewalk did not melt. Ice cream melted. So I had to go buy new ice cream.
Ooh, what kind of ice cream was it?
I bought cookies and cream.
Oh, good one. Good one.
Yeah, I've been disappointed. Usually a vanilla guy, and I have not been impressed with the brands at the Jewel of vanilla.
There
So
was a golden vanilla I got recently. I can't remember. It might have been Kemp's. I don't remember what it was, but it was really good. I have to look and see what it is, but I'll
you'll
have
have
to
to
let you
send it to me.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will.
yeah, they've been weird. I just don't like. There's some weird flavor to it, and so I was like, well, you know what? Cookies and cream's pretty universal. Like nobody can screw it up.
Right, right. No, I'm with you. Vanilla is my favorite. And if I go to like Dairy Queen, like I'll just get either like a plain swirl of vanilla or a vanilla shake. It's just far and away my favorite.
Dairy Queen ice cream. I worked at Dairy Queen for several years, and you'd think I'd be sick of it, and I am not. I love Dairy Queen.
It's because it's so good. It's hard to be sick of it because it's so good.
I think statute of limitations is expired on this, but the Super Bowl that the Chargers and 49ers played in, I was managing the Dairy Queen for whatever God known reason that they let a high schooler manage the Dairy Queen. But I had a key to the store, and I was like, oh, well, I'm watching the Super Bowl. I'm going to go into Dairy Queen and make myself a sundae. And I made it in a mixing bowl.
Oh my God.
I had the world's biggest sundae in a mixing bowl with all of my favorite toppings on there and like 2 cans of whipped cream. And I just went home with eating the ice cream because I lived like 3 blocks away. And that was awesome.
So that mixing bowl, how big was that mixing bowl?
Oh, it was like a mixing bowl, regular size mixing bowl.
Epic.
I had such a tummy ache after that.
I was gonna say, man, you probably felt like absolute garbage after that.
Yeah, I did not feel so good.
I can imagine.
I mean, this Sunday was probably 16 inches tall.
And you ate the whole thing.
I I mean, it started to melt at the end, so you had that like melted ice cream, and then like I made a strawberry sundae, so like the syrup from the strawberry mixed with the melted ice cream. I didn't eat that, but I ate everything that was solid.
Hey, good on you. Good on you.
You know,
And
it's
man, now you want me hankering for some ice cream. Man.
I've always wanted like when you're in a job interview and they're like, "What's your best skill?" And I just, what's your strongest skill? And I just want to be like, tell them the story about that giant sundae I made and ate. And I don't think that's what they're looking for, but they ask the dumb question, so they're going to get the dumb answer.
Sir, this is a pharmacy. We're not we're not giving away ice cream here.
Uh, Yeah. So the ice cream melted.
So sad.
Yes. But the new ice cream, there's some left. So I'm going to, as soon as we finish recording, I'm going to have ice cream for dinner because that's what adults do.
Totally. Totally. Hey, what are you having for dinner? I'm having roast chicken. Hey, what are you having for dinner? I'm having lamb chops. What are you having for dinner? I'm having ice cream.
Oh, to be fair, I had Doritos before the ice cream.
Oh, okay. That makes all the difference. All the
That's
difference.
your dairy group, right? I guess the ice cream is too.
I was gonna say, wait, isn't isn't that what ice cream is?
uh, it's just doubling up on the dairy.
Yeah, your innards are gonna love that.
So true story. Uh, a friend of mine is in the music industry, and uh, I went to the New York City when Warp Tour was still happening. I went to the New York City Warp Tour date, and we were backstage with all the bands and stuff, and they had the tent with the meal, the food. I'm vegetarian. There was like very little vegetarian. Like I was eating like chips and dip and cubes of cheese. That was like it. And so like I just had a plate full of chips and dip and cheese cubes. And this guy goes, "Hey man, is that the veggie meal? Lay off the dairy." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up." And it was the drummer of Green Day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And my friend was like,
Okay.
"Don't get us kicked out of here."
Yeah, it's seriously. What are you doing?
He
And hey,
said
you know
something.
what? Filling up on chips and dip, there's nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing. No, no, no.
I buy dip all the time, like different dips from Pete's Fresh Market. So, I've had some both meat and non-meat ones. Their spinach and artichoke dip is good. Their buffalo chicken dip is good. Their salmon dip is really good. I just tried this week their chipotle lime dip. That's really good. It's got a little kick to it. Really good with pretzels.
Have you
But
ever seen the show Only Murders in the Building?
no.
It stars Selena Gomez, Steve Martin, and Martin Short.
Yeah, I've
It's
heard of it. I've
it's
heard it's good.
excellent. It's excellent. But Martin Short's character, all he eats is dips. So his that's everything he eats is some sort of dip.
Hey, that sounds like my kind of guy. I love dip. I mean, whenever you go to a party and it's just like there's these dips there, you're like, I don't know what they are. I don't care. It's probably going to be good. And 99.9% of the time, it is good.
I can say that I probably consume very, very little dip in most of my life. But when I go to an event that has a dip, I find myself like uncomfortably married to the tray, and I'm just housing whatever it is in dip,
And all the
vegetables in
people get
dip,
pissed
chips in
because you
dip.
ate it all.
Kind of, yeah. Like if you invite me to a party, you will not have any Doritos or queso at all when I leave.
Well, the few times we did those Bears games, we called those Bears games on Hot Mic. Remember, I always supplied the donkey chips.
Donkey chips are good.
Yeah, I haven't had donkey chips in a while. I need to go buy some. It's been too long. I also really like the on the border chips. I really like those Cantina on the border chips, and I their salsa is really good too if you've ever had it.
I'm a big fan of the El Milagro chips.
Those are good. Those we ate a lot when I was a kid. When we'd make like homemade nachos, we would use those.
Yeah, that is the local product too.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, the Tostitos scoops. Those are the classic.
The real pro move is when you see the queso dip, you dip Doritos into the queso dip.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That is the pro move.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just doubling down.
I do like queso. I do think I like spicy salsa even more. Spicy salsa is like my favorite when it comes to like nacho dips.
You know, I eat like the only dip I eat outside of parties is salsa. So when I see a queso, I go right for the queso.
Sure, that's fair. That's fair.
So last night I was cleaning up afterwards. Everyone else went to bed, and I was cleaning up, and I was like, we have like three-quarters of the thing of queso left. There is no queso left. I had the remainder of the container of queso.
So, okay, let's recap. Over the past 24 hours, you're just eating queso dip, Doritos, and ice cream.
Yeah, yeah.
I felt a great disturbance in the force, as if
Wait, wait,
all
wait,
of
wait.
Sean Hopman's organs cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced.
I also ate one of those Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies.
Speaking of Little Debbie, you know what I just bought for the first time in a long time? The Nutty Bars.
I haven't had one since I was a kid.
I ate those all the time as a kid. They'd always be in my sack lunch. And then I bought them. I'm like, oh my God, the nostalgia is overpowering.
When I was a kid, we had the greatest thing ever. You know those like fruit pies, like the Hostess fruit pies?
Yeah.
They had one that was Ninja Turtles. So the icing was green and it was filled with pudding. And oh my God, was it amazing.
Hostess. You know what that makes me think of? If I'm gonna go on a nostalgia treat tour, after I'm done with the Nutty Bars, my favorite Hostess things as a kid were the classic Hostess cupcakes with, the black cupcakes with like the white like swirly curly line thing down the middle.
I do know those. Yes.
Love those as a kid too. Like my favorite like things to have in a sack lunch at school for dessert were either Nutty Bars, Hostess cupcakes, or like peanut butter cookies. The old Maurice Linnell cookies I would eat at my grandparents. Sometimes we'd have those in there too. But
Are
yeah,
those the cookies that they used to give away at the Bozo show?
I don't know.
I think they were.
You're asking me like I know that. Although I liked Bozo when I was a little kid, but I mean I haven't watched it in years. But you remember the pinwheel cookies? That's what those were. The
Yes.
Maurice Linnell, the pinwheels. Those were the best. I am so sad that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. What flavor of cookie was that?
It was just like a sugar cookie.
Huh.
It was just a sugar cookie, really. But it was good.
So I saw like on Instagram, like all these right around Christmas, all these posts about people eating the Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, I haven't had one of those since I was little.
Oh yeah, we had those too.
I'm like, I'm curious if I would still enjoy them. So I went to five different stores. They were all sold out of the just Christmas tree cakes. So I mentioned to both my wife and my sister that I was like, yeah, I'm like, I'm curious. I have not tried them in forever. And I went to five different stores and nothing. I tried ordering them online. Nope. It's like, okay, I guess. I'm like, maybe I'll do it next year. On Christmas, I get five boxes of them. I open one up and eat it, and I'm like, I don't really like this. So now I've got 4.5 boxes of them, and I don't know what to do because nobody in my house will eat them. Maybe I'll bring them to work.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I just recently bought the Valentine's cakes. Those are okay. I don't mind those. You have to eat them kind of fast though, because they do get stale a little fast. Gotta eat them kind of quick.
Yeah. So going into the Super Bowl, we had, and this has changed. Last year it was everybody with their, oh, if there was a redraft, one of one would be Jaden Daniels. Bears picking Jaden Daniels. That would be the pick. Bip, 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 bip. And then this year, the first part of the year was Bo Nix, pick one of one. Blah, blah, blah. Now it's Drake May. You know what? I watched two full seasons here. It is still Caleb Williams, hands down. Period. I will take Caleb Williams over any of those quarterbacks. Hard stop, end of story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a point right now where I'm okay with what we have. It's one of those things where you can see the talent in the other picks, but you're not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Maybe I was a little at the beginning of the year. Now I'm not. I'm fine with where we're at. I mean, you look at what the Seahawks did yesterday. They got pressure all night long on Drake May, and their secondary and their scheme confused the hell out of him. He had no answer. Truly.
They got all of that pressure for the most part with four guys.
Yes. Yes. Remember Philly last year? Look at Philly last year and look at the Seahawks this year. Both those teams were outstanding with their defensive schemes in the Super Bowl. Like think about it. The past few years, the quarterback is not really the story of the Super Bowl winning team. Sure, like the Sam Darnold story was a good story and he had a good year and everything, but is anybody talking about how Sam Darnold played last night? Yes, he made some big plays when he needed to, but he didn't light the world on fire yesterday. They didn't win solely because of Sam Darnold. They won because of their defense and because of their run game.
I walked away from that Super Bowl going, we finally got a quarterback and the offensive coach we wanted, and now it's a defensive league.
Yeah, it's a defensive league, and look at what they did with the running game yesterday. Those outside runs, that's what helped them win the game.
Yeah, because they were not running up the middle. It was
No,
when, like Kenneth Walker, like it was like this crazy skill. Like he would run into the pile and then jump back and run outside. And he was much too fast for those linemen. And that's where, when they figured that out, I was like, oh, this game is so over. Once I saw that work, I'm like, this game is done.
oh yeah. I mean, if you establish a run after you're just suffocating on defense, yeah. And I mean, truthfully, when you watch the game, even Chris Collinsworth was thinking the same thing that a lot of people were thinking. Like the Patriots, they don't have an answer here. Like Drake May just doesn't have an answer. He looked like a deer in headlights through a
Oh,
lot of that game.
he was seeing ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
mean, how many times did he get sacked when the the defender still had an offensive lineman between him and the quarterback? Like they were driving the guy back and using the offensive lineman to sack Drake May.
they were like bulldozers out there. They
If
were just pushing their guys back.
you notice how nobody said, "Oh, all these sacks, that's a quarterback stat." Notice how it never got said?
No.
It was only a nobody has ever heard quarterbacks or sacks are a quarterback stat until it became to Caleb Williams. Then it was the thing. And then nobody heard it anymore because Caleb Williams stopped getting sacked because they got an offensive line.
They got an offensive line, and to Caleb's credit, he did a good job of avoiding some of those sacks, whether it was with his legs or, just getting rid of the ball. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, there were times where Drake, he was just standing, 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 and it's like, it was like the Blob. If you're just standing there and this big gelatinous thing is just slowly, slowly approaching you, and you just stand there frozen, and eventually it swallows you up. That's what it looked like on a number of those sacks. And I think, too, what helped with some of those sacks were just the fact that not only were they getting home, but they were locking down their weapons in the secondary. Like there was nobody for him to really throw to. You notice that some of the throws that Drake May did make in the first half, you were looking and saying, those are really tight windows. Really, really tight. So the Seahawks, they were on their guys. And you know what? Give a little credit to the Patriots defense too. Yes, those outside runs did kill them. They were beaten by Kenneth Walker, as you said, but their passing defense, like, man, Christian Gonzalez is good.
Oh,
He's
he is so
really,
good.
really good.
I walked away from that Super Bowl going, give me one of those Christian Gonzalez's and give me all the pass rushers.
Yes, and what do you notice again? about this game and the pass rushers. It's not just one guy out there. Like if you look at the top sack leaders in the Seahawks, you're not seeing Myles Garrett or Micah Parsons numbers. Like the wealth is spread around. That's the thing about the Seahawks is they're not this team with all these household stud names. I mean, go back to when they were winning with the Legion of Boom. Everybody knew Beast Mode. Everybody knew Russell Wilson. Everybody knew um, Richard Sherman. Like there were a lot of household names on this team. I mean, this team, you just have a really well-oiled machine, and I really just want a defensive line to look like that for the Bears. And I don't think it's going to happen in one off season, but you need to get a lot closer to what the Seahawks did because that's what's winning Super Bowls now. Defensive lines are winning Super Bowls. It happened last year, it happened this year.
Yep, you got to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah, and
Um,
not pay Deo frickin' Dangbo $1 billion.
well, he's there.
God, what an awful signing. Awful.
We'll see how that goes. Um, so looking at the Bears, uh, you're like, obviously, we need to upgrade that defense because it was way too porous. And I feel good about the offense. Like I feel like they can win a Super Bowl with this offense.
Yeah, I mean, we're not sitting here thinking, oh, we need to get an offensive lineman. We need to get another wide receiver. Maybe you can say get another running back because I don't know what they're going to do with Swift next year. And obviously, you're going to want to bring in some depth, but you feel good with what you have. When you look at your unit now with Caleb Williams and Kyle Monangai and Colson Loveland and Luther Burden and Roma Dunze, Drew Dahlman at center. You want to pay some of your guys coming up. Because isn't Darnell Wright going to be coming up soon? He was
This
drafted a
is
few
his
years ago.
next year is his fourth year. And
Yeah.
he was a first round pick, so you've got a fifth year option. So
Okay.
they're probably, I'm gonna guess, gonna try to extend him this offseason. But if
Yeah.
they don't, they can pick up they'll pick up the fifth year option and then
Right.
they'll probably extend him. That's my guess because
Yeah.
he's he's so good.
He's a crucial part of that offense. He
And you
really
can't say
is.
you can't say he's your best offensive lineman because Joe Tooney is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yes. And he won Protector of the Year.
But Darnell Wright is really good.
He's probably your second best guy.
Oh, hands down, he's your second
Yeah.
best guy.
Yeah. I shouldn't say probably. He is your second best guy.
Yeah, but the one thing is you've got to figure out that left tackle position because Ozzy Trapillo is going to miss a chunk of next year at least.
God, that sucks.
I know that sucks because you had a guy on a rookie contract that you could have just plugged in, who would have had all off season to, just work on getting stronger, and then boom, he's out, and now you've got to figure out left tackle
And
for 1 year.
he was looking promising. When he was in there, you're like, okay, I'm not saying Pro Bowl or anything, but you were seeing like if you get that quality of play consistently, you're thinking, okay, you can succeed with that level. But now, I mean, I don't know if the Kiran Amagaji thing's ever going to come to fruition.
No,
It's kind of
no,
hard to bet on that. I know
yeah.
they brought Theo Benedict back. I, but I don't know. None of
Um,
those options scream full season solution to me, at least as a starter.
I mean, I don't know how long he's going to be out. I have no idea. I don't think anybody knows how long he's going to be out. Um,
But you have to plan for the possibility that you're not going to have him.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, so it's that's you've got to plan for. And now that we're not getting our two third round picks, which eats me alive, especially when it's like they keep flaunting in our face. Huh, nope. I'm just a hobbyist. I don't know anything about this. This will be my first time in a draft room. Ian Cunningham is the guy. He's going to make all of the picks. That is him. I'm just a visitor. And the NFL's like, nah, fuck the Bears.
Is it possible that they end up giving us those picks? I
I
keep hearing that they're not saying it's going to happen, but they're saying that it can happen.
I mean it could. Nothing's official yet because they don't give the compensatory picks um until March. So
Right.
who knows? But I'm bracing for the worst.
I mean, it makes no sense. Like you put that rule in place, and then you're like, well, in a technicality, even though Ryan explicitly said that Ian Cunningham is going to make the football decisions.
Yeah. And the owner said it too. Like so I mean, Greg Gabriel said whatever's in the contract. So whatever contract he signed, if it says he's got control of the 53-man roster, then it should be they get Bears get the pick. But if it says that he doesn't have full control over the 53-man, then he won't. They won't. But I don't know. I hope everybody just tags uh Roger Goodell's Twitter account every day, just calling him a butthole.
Maybe Olin Kreutz can have a nice talk with him.
I mean, if George McCaskey is worth anything, throw your weight around with the league and be like, Roger, what the hell? What the hell? Give us those third round picks.
You
Like
know
that's what
what?
he should be doing.
Maybe the new George will do that. Or maybe George will be like that one guy from Fargo, the movie Fargo, where
It's
uh
my TNC era. My TNC era.
the scene where the guy is in Jerry's office and he's talking about the true coat. You're a liar, Mr. Lundegaard. You're a forking liar.
Seen it. That whole movie is just aces.
It's gold. It's gold. Like, because there was the scene that reminded me of like Jerry Reinsdorf wanting the state to pay for his stadium, and all I could think of is the "we're not a bank, Jerry" scene.
I don't know. Just funny looking.
Classic. But yeah, I mean, it's really kind of dumb if they don't get it because it kind of defeats the purpose of everything you put that rule in place for. And
Yeah, it basically tells the rest of the league they don't give a shit.
right. And listen, those are third round picks. There is a lot of value in those. We're not talking like, oh, you get like a fifth or a sixth round pick where you could still get some value, but the chances of you finding value in those rounds versus the third are much, much lower. Like two third round picks is a big deal.
Joe Montana and Travis Kelce were third round picks.
Yeah.
Fran Tarkenton, Curtis Martin, Terrell Owens, Art Shell, Cooper Kupp, Russell Wilson, Mark Andrews. Joe Tooney was a third round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Rondé Barber, Mike Vrabel, Teddy Bruschi, Steve Smith, Jason Witten, Hines Ward, Brian Westbrook. Third round has produced a lot of good players.
Yes, it has. And you know what? We see it every year in the draft where first rounders drop in the second round. So second rounders drop to the third round. So
Yep.
talent is spread out in more ways than one in the NFL draft. So it's a big deal. And the Bears should absolutely file a grievance if that doesn't come to fruition. I
I
want
would.
George Redface going to the league office. Because you know
Oh,
what? He's
I don't
shoving
want him
Packer
red faced.
fans
I
now.
want him red assed.
He's shoving Packer fans now. Like, we might have a new George McCaskey.
He gets he got the makeover. So I'm new George.
George the Hulk.
What the frick?
He turns into a giant purple Hulk.
It's not a Hulk. He just turns purple.
He turns purple and he gets on his scooter. And instead of doing just a light little scoot like he does around, he goes full power.
Oh God, George. But here we are with the NFL. We're 2 weeks from the NFL Combine. We're 30 days from free agency, 73 days from the draft, 161 days until training camp, and 213 days until week one.
Sean has a separate calendar for every single one of these.
I love the NFL and I love the off season. I love the draft. I love free agency. I love doing projections on things and doing the mocks. I love it. I just love it. I love training camp. I just love the hope that goes into the off season. And you know what? I love the way Ben Johnson is viewing this as we are starting from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. No, we're not taking anything for granted. We're going in there and building everything up from the ground up.
And that's very similar to how Dan Campbell is. It's kind of that same mentality, and that's the mentality you like to see.
So the Bears, we have a couple new coaches in place.
Mm-hmm.
We promoted Press Taylor to be offensive coordinator. And
Good.
I know he I know he did bad in Jacksonville as offensive coordinator, but this is a much different situation. Like he's regarded as a really bright young mind. Calling plays in a game versus understanding and implementing offenses, two different things. Calling in game, it takes a rhythm and a feel, and um, it's a skill. And the and I just he struggled with that. But he's not going to be calling plays for the Bears.
No, Ben Johnson is going to be calling
Ben
plays.
Johnson is going to call plays. So uh he's going to be what Declan Doyle was. Is he's going to watch all of the tape and help implement the offense for the week and all of that stuff. And I think I'm hopeful for that.
Yeah, I am too. Now, one thing I did hear over the past week or so that kind of bums me out about Declan Doyle leaving is it sounds like he was pretty integral in those halftime adjustments. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of his job is analyzing everything and then because as you're a play caller, it's hard to be, I'm always impressed at the end of the games when Ben Johnson comes in and he's talking about stats and specific plays and like there's got to be somebody that's feeding him that information because you can't be that into the game and still, you know, see everything from the high level while you're in the middle of the game.
Well, that's why and that's why you still have an offensive coordinator to do that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that Press Taylor can become that guy.
Right. Now, the way I see it in a vacuum is two things. In terms of the positivity, is one continuity, if that means anything, for Caleb. There's even though it's still Ben Johnson's system, either way, having that continuity, guy he's worked with before, guy he knows, it's nice. And two, just the simplest way I put it is I just trust Ben Johnson's judgment on this. So
Yeah. I mean, so you're promoting from within. It sounds like they're going to do that with Ian Cunningham's replacement. It sounds like it's probably going to be Jeff King getting promoted up.
which I kind of expected.
And I hope that they bring in somebody outside to replace Jeff King then, just to keep that, you know, uh, new thoughts in that building. But I think Jeff King is very good.
Hmm.
Um, but we have a new running back coach, Eric Studesville, who was a former Dolphins assistant when Ben Johnson spent time in Miami.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
think
familiarity there.
that's the one that I feel like people are a bit more excited about.
I mean, this is the list of running backs that he's helped out over his career. Uh, Devon A. Tiki Barber, Fred Jackson, Willis McGahee, C.J. Anderson, Noshawn Moreno. Um, that's a pretty good group that he's helped, you know, do well.
Well, didn't Ryan Mostert have a pretty nice run there with the Dolphins?
Raheem Mostert had a good run there, so he's done well. Um, so it's that's a good outside hire.
Yeah, no, I like that one. I like that one a lot. You know, it stinks that you lose Eric Bieniemy and Declan Doyle, but you knew some of those guys were going to get poached. I thought Declan Doyle might be here one more year, but nope. I think they saw the potential already down there in Baltimore. But I like the fact that he kept Antoine Randall L. I like the fact that he kept Al Harris. So keeping those two guys for this year, we at least have that.
Yeah, I think Al Harris was a big one.
Yeah.
Um,
Because there were even talks he was talking to the Packers.
oh God, I mean he played for that Packers, so
Yes,
uh,
but
I just I wonder if
that would
that was
sting.
more of a lip service kind of like hey, he played for us, let's give him
Hey,
the
you were
interview.
one of our guys. What do you think? I
Uh,
have a question for you, a real quick question for you.
yes.
They were talking on the radio. I couldn't remember. I was driving one day and they were talking about him. I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about Thomas Brown and how he didn't get as much consideration when there are a lot of experts around the league that think he should get more consideration. What are your thoughts on that? Because I actually do think that Thomas Brown has really good potential to be a coordinator and maybe a full-time head coach one day. He was obviously just thrown into a really bad situation with the Bears that he didn't expect to be in, but there are a lot of people seemingly that sounds like he isn't surprised he's not getting further consideration. I just wonder if maybe within a year or so he does. I don't know.
I I think the stink of being on the Eberflus staff is still on him. Um,
Unfortunately.
so he's got to just get get that off of him. And I think this year with the Patriots has been pretty good for him. Um, so I think if he has another good year next year with the Patriots, you'll start seeing him get his name thrown around. Probably not head coach, but uh, with for offensive coordinator positions. Won't be with the Bears, but because that would be awkward. We
Well,
fired the
yeah.
guy and then bring him back a year later and in a lower position.
Yeah, no, that's obviously not happening.
But yeah, I mean, it's it's I don't think he did anything wrong. He just got thrust into a tough position and um, you know, and now he's paying the price. And that's sometimes the bad thing is when you become the interim head coach slash interim offensive coordinator, like you just uh you bear a lot of the burden of the bad head coach that you had under
Well,
that
and
over you.
I think it's too bad because I thought that it was a small sample size, but things were trending offensively, I think better when Thomas Brown took over as the offensive coordinator in those few games before they fired Eberflus and after they fired Shane Waldron. And like you and I have said on this show before, I think it might have been more beneficial last year had they made Richard Hightower the interim head coach and then just stuck with Thomas Brown as OC. I don't think that did really Thomas Brown or Caleb or the Bears any favors.
I would agree with that. Um, I would absolutely agree with that. My thinking, though, is they were never going to give Richard Hightower the full-time job. I think the thought was,
To see what
could
Thomas
Thomas
Brown had. Yeah,
could Thomas Brown be the guy?
you're probably
And
right.
they wanted to give him, but it was too early. It was too early, and he didn't start the season. So you expected him to basically take over somebody else's offense, then become the play caller, then become the head coach, all in the same year after you fire the first head coach mid-season that you've ever fired. And that you just put him in such a bad position. And I'm not saying he did awesome. And, I'm glad we have Ben Johnson. It just, he got done a little dirty.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that if you would have had him be your offensive coordinator that entire year, I think he could have gotten more consideration for other coaching jobs around the league a bit quicker. This isn't really about the Bears. This is about Thomas Brown personally.
Yeah. I mean, had you not hired Shane Waldron and Thomas Brown had the whole off season to implement his offense and become the play caller, uh, I think you would have had a lot better case to understand exactly who he is and what he could do. He was he was doing Shane Waldron's offense, calling the plays as best he could with that offense.
Mhm,
So it's just a tough situation.
mhm.
Um, what else? Did you see Mike Ditka's Super Bowl 20 sweater vest sold for $183,000?
I did. I did. Well, you saying you didn't put a bid on that?
I did not. I don't have a spare $183,000. So,
Who bought it? Did
um,
they say who bought it?
I don't know.
I was
Somebody with
just
my,
wondering if somebody notable bought it.
I mean, it's got to be someone with deep pockets.
I was wondering if Caleb would have bought it. I'm like, what if he just
Oh
put a
my
bid
God.
in?
That would have been the most baller move ever. Um, da, da, da. I don't know who bought it. There's not saying. But yeah, if Caleb bought it, that would just be the most epic thing. And he just showed up in it.
That would be awesome.
That would just grow his legend so hard.
He just wore it around Hallis Hall all the time. He goes out with PCA, hangs out with PCA in that thing.
Oh God. But yeah, I mean, so NFL season is over. Um, we are officially in the off season. It is officially baseball season.
Yes, it is.
Um, I feel like we should talk Bulls.
Yeah, this was a pretty significant week, but leaves us with a lot of yeah, you know.
I don't know what the heck the Bulls are doing.
See, here's the problem. Well, here's one of the many problems. What have we asked the Bulls to do the past 2 years, which they should have done the past 2 years? Tear down the roster and accumulate draft picks. Technically, you did choose the lane this year of tearing apart a roster and accumulating draft picks. The problem is that you got a million second round picks, no first round picks, and you got a couple of intriguing players in return. But it all comes down to this question, which I'm going to ask you, which I guarantee I know the answer of. Did this trade deadline get them any closer or on a clearer path to winning a championship? Can you
I
honestly say that?
I'm gonna say yes, but not not by any huge measure. It's they picked a lane. That at least picking the lane is something. It's like, that first step. But they did it too late. So they're not, I mean, even if they tank hard the rest of the season, they're not going to get a top lottery pick.
No, you're not. You sold your assets for pennies on the dollar, a million second round picks, and sure, Ivy is a intriguing player. He's an intriguing player. I like him. But what from after the sell-off, you finally sold Vooch. You sold Io. You sold Kobe White. A sale that ended up getting you less than what you initially got because of medicals. Typical Bulls.
Yeah. Such a typical. Gary literally texted me that today and goes, typical Bulls.
Yeah. And what? You traded Kevin Herter. So you're left really with Giddy and Montes Buzelis. And then obviously you still have like Trey Jones, but
Patrick Williams.
stop it. Hey, if he wants to be the take commander, let him play all the minutes at this rate. But I mean, you flipped this roster. You flipped it. And again, like Ivy's an intriguing player. He's a restricted free agent. I think their plan is to bring him back. And again, that's not giving you a superstar, but it at least gives you a decent piece. But again, what's the path to winning a championship here? If you're not going to get a high pick, what's the path? Tell me what the path is.
I
Hoping you
mean,
win a lottery by the skin of your teeth?
so let me look at Tankathon here. Let me pull up the old Tankathon. Tankathon. So the NBA, where the Bulls currently sit, is with the 10th pick. 3% chance at number one. Let's see, how many games do they have left? 24.
Even if you lose a majority of the remaining games, you still have a bunch of teams out there that are going to be significantly worse than you.
So, um, so yeah, like if you stink, let's say you win like 40% of your games the rest of the year, you're still looking at maybe like the 7th pick, somewhere around there.
Let me ask you again. Does that get you closer to winning a championship?
No, but you know what? You're going to suck next year and you'll
Okay.
suck the whole season. But I don't know if they're going to suck hard enough.
That's the problem. You already have Josh Giddey, you have Montes Buzelis. They're not stars, but are you going to suck enough with those guys?
No, I don't think you are.
I'm not saying you're going to be good, but there's awful tank worthy and there's bad where you're not bad enough. And that's where
Are
I
they
think the Bulls are
planning
going to be.
to put together a package of a first rounder and 19 second rounders to get trade somebody?
Like who?
I don't know.
Bitch, if you say Giannis, I swear.
Well, no, isn't he going to be a free agent?
Is he going to be a free agent this year?
Let's see. Who are even the free agents? Upcoming free agents.
Maybe he is going to be a free agent. I've kind of blocked the Giannis thing out of my head.
We're not getting Giannis.
No, no.
LeBron James, Zach LaVine, Trey Young, James Harden, Chris Middleton, CJ McCollum, Kristaps Porzingis, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green.
These are free agents.
Yes. Jonathan Kuminga, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, Vucevic, Bogdan Bogdanovich, uh, Colin Sexton, Harrison Barnes, Kevin Herter, Austin Reeves, Kelly Olynyk, Kobe White, Moritz Wagner, Jaden Ivey. He's a restricted. Um, DeAndre Ayton, Io DeSumo, um, Al Horford. I mean, who is going to make you better that you're going to get?
Well, I mean, next year you have to tank, or at least try to, but I think you're not going to be good, but I don't know if you're going to have complete tanking power. You might be a top seven team that's in the lottery, but are you going to have the best odds? I don't think so. Is it 13 second round picks now, considering the one was void because of the White injury?
They have so many second round picks. It's stupid.
So here is the overview of who the Bulls got at this deadline. 10 second round picks, Leonard Miller, Nick Richards, Gushran Yabusele, Jaden Ivey, Rob Dillingham, Anfred Simmons, and Colin Sexton. Oh, I forgot to mention, we traded away Dalen Terry too, who's been waived by like several teams since. He's probably just going to sign in at the G League or play overseas or something.
So this is their upcoming draft picks. In this upcoming draft, they have their own first round pick and then the lottery protected Portland pick, their own in 27,
Their
28,
own
29, 30.
pick.
Uh, then second rounders. They have this year, they have the most favorable of Minnesota, the Knicks, the Pelicans, and Portland's second round picks, and the most favor or the least favorable of Denver and Golden State Warriors second round picks. Then in 2027, they have Cleveland's. 2028 and 2029, they have, or 28, 28, they have their own. 2029, they have their own Sacramento's and the least favorable of Denver and Charlotte. 2030, their own. 31, they have their own. The Knicks, Denver's, the most favorable of Minnesota and Golden State Warrior. And 32, their own and the least more favorable of Phoenix and Houston. And there are no restrictions on trading second round picks. The Bulls are eligible to move all of those.
Ugh. Whoopee. There isn't a single like reputable NBA expert out there who's looking at this thinking, "Oh yeah, no, the Bulls are doing great. They're going to be championships. They're going to be winning championships before you know it."
Oh, God. And let's see, where's Portland? And Portland's first rounder is theirs. I mean, it's a lottery protected, and they are 3 games out of not being in the lottery. I don't see them getting better. So you're not getting a Portland's pick.
You just have to be patient with us.
When I wonder when that trade eventually just something happens.
But don't you know you have to be patient with us? Finally saying, mediocre play-ins is not the goal. Championships is the goal. Oh, really? Although I still think a lot of the culprit here is beyond AK. It's the ownership.
Oh yeah. They don't want to pay money.
Well, they don't want to pay money, and they didn't want to sell off what 2 years. You remember what was it last year or the year before? They could have gotten draft capital for like Andre Drummond. They could have gotten draft capital for Alex Caruso at the deadline. They could have started a much clearer path, but ownership said no, we want to go for the playoffs.
Yeah. So here we go. The Bulls, the Bulls will get the first round pick of the Blazers. That's 1 through 14 protected through 2028. If after that point the Bulls don't the the Blazers never get out of the lottery, then the pick becomes this 2028 second rounder. So the Bulls are about to get another second rounder. That should have been a first rounder.
Oh my God.
The Bulls are so stupid.
They're just.
Like they are literally stupid.
But you know what? They're the ones laughing because the United Center still fills up every night because people like the entertainment value of Bulls games. And as long as they get their money, as long as people go to the United Center, why would they do anything different?
I just don't understand. I don't understand. Um, let's see. Uh, I mean, which of these Bulls trades was the worst, and which was the best?
I mean, I felt like getting Ivy was one of the better trades, right?
Um, yeah. The worst is probably the IO trade.
Yeah, the IO trade was bad. I think that was the trade that like officially broke people who were trying to see some sort of light at the end of the tunnel, trying to see some sort of positive development to come from all this.
So in that trade, uh, the Bulls get Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller, 2026 second round pick, either from Denver or Golden State. Uh, the 2027 second round pick of the Cavs, the 2031 second round pick of either Minnesota or Golden State, and the 2032 second round pick from Phoenix or Houston. And they give up Io DeSumo and Julian Phillips. Uh, I Dillingham stinks. Um, I, and you get a bunch of second round picks. Like, what? What are you? I don't know how like you can sell this to fans as a good trade. Like this, you just got ripped off.
And you know what? I'm going to expand on the thing I just said is I think you've lost the most diluted slash passionate slash look at the bright side, like the highest level of like fan optimism that one could have among this fan base. That fan, I think you lost them. Like, I don't know how many people are like hardcore on their side. I don't know if they exist at this point.
You essentially had the worst asset management you could possibly have. You sold players at the lowest trade value.
Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
It's like selling stocks that no longer have much value, that had value that you held on to too long. That's exactly what happened here.
Yeah. I mean, the trade when you traded away Kobe White, that was already a bad trade. And it got worse because you lost another second round pick.
Hmm.
Like, I don't understand. Uh, it is, it's, It's just complete asinine. I get that there's probably a lot of constraints that AK has to work through to be the general manager of the Bulls.
Of course.
But even with those constraints, he is so beyond the uh the point he should be fired.
But guess what? It's not going to happen.
No, not going to happen.
You just have to be patient with us.
It, it's just mind-boggling how this team you go through and you're like they pennies on the dollar every chance you get, pennies on the dollar, pennies on the dollar. Is how do you build assets? You don't have, if they would have been like, oh, look at all these first rounders we have, you could be like, okay, here we go. We've got a bunch of first rounders. Gives you optimism. Second round picks, like, people are like, oh, well, this guy was a second round pick. Yeah, that guy, that one guy. Like, it's not the odds of second round picks being an impactful player is really low.
That is buying a lottery ticket, a cheap lottery ticket, and hoping that it pays something.
I mean, literally, that's what they have. It is uh
It's
a
so
whole
different than
bunch
the
of
NFL,
lottery
man.
tickets.
Yeah, it's so different than the NFL. But you have to be patient with us. We've been doing the same shit for years.
So they'll have a lot of cap space next year. But there's no players that they need to come here. Like, what are you going to do with that?
And you can't attract people here. The Chicago Bulls should be one of the most attractive destinations in the league. And guess what? Because of the way they run, they're not. You should have people wanting to beg to play in Chicago, to play at the United Center in front of a sold out crowd in a big city that gets a lot of coverage, that has a worldwide brand. But no, your ownership, the way you do business, has made you the complete opposite of that. It's incredible.
Here's the roster for next season with salaries. Josh Giddey, 25 million. Patrick Williams, 18 million. Isaac Okoro, 11.8. Jalen Smith, 9.4. Trey Jones, 8. Rob Dillingham, 6.8. Matas Buzelis, 5.7. Noah Essengay, 5.7. And Leonard Miller, 2.4. And that's a club option, so they probably won't pick that up. That is what you have. So you have so much cap space. You have over $86 million in cap space. Plus like mid-level exceptions and trade exceptions. And like you've got exceptions too. Like you could build a roster if there were players out there and you weren't a cheap franchise. They have $86 million in cap space, $115.5 million to the first apron, $128.3 million to the second apron. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. But what's the use?
How funny would it be if they signed LeBron James?
I mean, why would he want to come here? Unless he just said, screw it, I've done everything. Why not just have a little fun in Chicago?
He's like, I'll come here if you let me wear 23.
Yeah. Taking my talents to Michigan Avenue Beach.
Oh my God. That would be hilarious though if he came to the Bulls.
And then he brought Bronny with him somehow.
It's when he finally comes here, it's in his 40s at the end of a career.
Hey, that's when they finally got Dwayne Wade.
Fair.
Remember when they had Ben Wallace in the late 2000s
Yes.
when he was old and washed up?
He went from literally as soon as the Bulls signed him, he just withered and died. Like he just became a shell of himself.
Yeah, it was probably
And
soul crushing.
he was so good with Detroit.
He was a Hall of Famer with Detroit.
Ah, it's just this team is a disaster. So apparently, I guess their plan is to build around Josh Giddey, Matas, and Noah Essengay.
Don't even know what Noah Essengate is. How many games has he played before he got hurt?
It's like six.
Yeah, 6. Woo!
Um, so I guess you can hope that you win the draft lottery. That jumpstarts things. Um,
Hope is a
but
dangerous thing. Hope can make a man go mad.
I mean, is this even a good NFL or NBA draft?
I think there was a decent amount of hype around it. I mean, like the top guys might not be like a Cooper Flag type prospect, but I think there is at least some depth with talent.
Uh, we shall see. All right. I'm gonna hit one sim lottery on Tankathon. All right. The Bulls currently sit at 10 with a 3% chance at the number one overall and a 13.9% of a top four pick. Where are we going to be? I
I'm gonna
pressed the button.
say I'm gonna say 5.
We're 10.
One
Oh, I did it again. We're 11. Did it
more
again. We're
time.
10.
God,
I did it again. We're 11. 10. This is
would
getting
you
ridiculous.
stop?
11. 10. 10. 10.
Give it up.
10. 11. Come on now. 10.
Sean's gonna throw his computer out the window.
10. This is not funny anymore. 10. 10. What the hell? Oh, come on. 3. There we go. 3.
Okay, what was that? 9, 10 tries?
I think it was like 14.
Oh,
So the Bulls are going to draft 10 or 11.
yeah.
Oh, God. It's hilarious. It's going to be like, everybody's going to be, it is universally agreed. This is a 9-player draft. Anything after 9 is just hot garbage. And the Bulls pick 10th.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Only the Bulls.
No, what would be the
Only the
most Bulls is
Bulls.
like, this is a 9-person draft. Anything after this is terrible. The Bulls get the 9th pick. And they traded it for the 10th pick and a second round pick in 2033.
We feel like in the future there's going to be value with these second round picks. You just have to be patient with us.
Oh my God. It's so dumb. Uh,
This freaking team.
just looking at the history of second round picks. It's such doo doo.
But we are confident we can find something that's not doo-doo in 2031.
I mean, do you know who the Bulls' second round draft pick was last year?
Who?
Uh, Rocco Zikarsky.
That's not a real person.
It's a real person.
I feel, that sounds like something you just pulled out of your ass.
Rocco Zikarsky. He's 7'3" from Australia.
He's 7'3". So why can't he play?
Did they trade him?
I don't know.
Rocco. Um, Yeah, they traded him. They traded him to Minnesota.
Is he in the is he on the G League team?
He's in the G League.
7'3". So you're an absolute monster. He must not shoot very well. Or maybe he has awful ball handling skills.
He's 7'3".
Just stand at the net and just place it in.
He's 7'3", 225 pounds.
Man,
That's way too few pounds to be 7'3".
yeah, you got to put on at least another what, like 70?
You got to put on way more pounds. Uh, so dumb. This team is so dumb. I don't even know what to say. Like we're still going to be in limbo. It's because they're terrible at tanking. Like you're supposed to tank when you can sell players at a high level and get these assets. You sold low. Now you've got to recoup assets. So you're going to end up having to pay Josh Giddey, Matas, and Noah Essengay a bunch of money when their contract's up, and you still won't be ready to compete because you don't have any talent to build around them. That seems about right, correct?
Yeah. But you have to trust us and be patient. We will get high draft picks eventually. We think we're going to make our team better at the rim.
They're not better at the rim because they have 900 guards.
I like guards.
Our guards can't guard anybody, but we have one guard. Two guards.
What is he, the
Three guards.
count now?
He became the count.
He sleeps in a wooden coffin.
Oh my God.
His office is literally just a wooden coffin.
He sleeps upside down in the rafters in his office.
Freaking someone knocks at the door and he's asleep. They open the door. I'm asleep. Don't bother me.
So the Bulls traded all these people away. They have a bunch of people that nobody knows in their starting roster. And Patrick Williams is still only playing 9 minutes with 2 points tonight.
Ugh.
He very well might be the worst player in the NBA.
Yes. For someone who's not like a two-way G League player, yes. Who's on like an actual NBA contract to be on the roster, it's hard to argue otherwise. At least Cam Payne was the tank commander, and you didn't have expectations for Cam Payne. Meanwhile, you drafted Patrick Williams fourth overall, the very first pick that he had, that AK had specifically. Ugh.
I
I
just
mean,
think people missed the window to just go up and shoot an air ball and just yell, campaign,
yeah.
campaign.
Campaign.
Ugh.
I mean, like I said, Simmons and Ivy have some intrigue, but where's that going to get you in the long haul? Even if you extend Ivy and he becomes a decent player, okay, but what is your core going forward is going to be Ivy, Giddey, and Montes Buzelis. And I like Montes Buzelis, but I think it's also crazy to just sit here and expect Montes Buzelis to get into the superstar realm because that's a small realm that few people hit, that it's just really hard to rely on that. Like, I think he'll be a very good, maybe all-star player, but a superstar, that's a whole other level. And thinking that he's just going to get there, I, I'm skeptical, as much as I like him. Like, are you going to play on that hope?
No,
Is that realistic?
no hope. There's no hope. It's over.
It is over.
It's
We are
done
screwed.
forever.
Yes. We had the great one. We had Michael Jordan. We had a dynasty. And the payment for that was an eternity of basketball hell.
I think that might be true. Somebody sold all of our collective souls for that dynasty.
Yes.
And the dynasty rule, don't get me wrong. Uh it's
It's been three
yeah.
decades. It's been 3 decades. And the basketball hell the Bulls are in is so hot that even the devil himself would be like, wow, I can't stand it in here. It's hot.
Um
Sad state of affairs, huh?
it is. Um the Blackhawks, they're in a they're in the off period because of the pause due to the Olympics. But we did learn that first round draft pick that the Blackhawks get from the Florida Panthers is top 10 protected.
Yeah, we didn't really get that information. We were under the impression that it wasn't. So now you have a choice. Do you want to get a first round pick that might not be as good this year, or maybe hope for a high pick next year that very well likely won't happen? Kind of changes things.
Yeah, so it's unprotected in 2027, but it is protected, top 10 protected 2026. And currently, Florida sits at number 10.
Yes. So you would get a lottery pick if it was not top 10 protected. But because it is, if they're in the top 10, then they keep that pick and you get next year's. The problem with next year is it might not be protected, but what if the Panthers are really good again? They rebound, they've had some injuries, and if they rebound, they're good again. That means that that pick you would hypothetically get next year wouldn't be as good. Or if you get a first round pick this year, that's because it's out of the top 10 lottery.
Yeah. I mean, I think the goal here is number 11. That's your sweet spot there.
You couldn't,
And
yeah.
and all of my bad Bulls sim lottery on Tankathon, I pressed it once, and the Blackhawks with their own pick are picking 6, and Florida moved one space down to 11, so the Blackhawks get it. So the Blackhawks will be picking 6 and 11. Love that. I love that for them. Not as much as I love 1 and 11, but you know, beggars, choosers, you know how that goes.
I mean, that's the nice thing is the Blackhawks will still have their pick. So it's not like you're relying on this one pick to be like your lottery highest draft. So you're going to have a shot at a really high pick no matter what, but it would have been just nice to have two lottery picks.
Yeah, uh, that's the goal there is getting yourself two really good picks here. Keep that keep that talent pool rolling.
Yeah.
We just need Florida to go on a tiny bit of a run. Just a tiny bit.
So you want that first round pick this year, even if it's guaranteed not going to be a top 10 lottery pick.
I don't think they're going to be terrible next year.
I don't think so either. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad opinion. I'm just confirming that's what you want.
Yeah, you know, anytime you are risking that for next year, Florida's trying to win now. So even at worst, that's probably around 20 next year. So a 12 this year, 11, 12, 13 this year is much better than a 20 next year, 20 plus next year. It's just the rules. I don't make them. I just report them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean the Blackhawks are really struggling lately. I uh I don't know. like what you add here to try to bring more talent. You need some veteran presence here, like just to gel the young players. And I don't know what it is, but you've got the trade coming up. I don't think they have a ton to trade.
No, I mean, you might deal Connor Murphy for, maybe some coupons to Subway, but yeah, you don't really have much to unload here.
Yeah, it's just a kind of a tough scenario. Um, I think when Connor Bedard came back from his injury, a month ago, I think the Blackhawks were really hopeful that they could push for a playoff spot. I think, is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they wanted to put themselves in a position where they could be in that race. I mean, now that's not going to happen. Obviously, the Bedard injury really hurt things. But yeah, at this point, you're growing everybody. You're not exactly tanking, but you're not trying to win.
I mean, since January 10th, your record is 3-7-2.
Yeah, no, it's
It's
been a
not good.
tough. Yeah, it's been a tough go.
Um, you know, Obviously Connor Bedard is very good. Um, but I, uh, like you've got to get Nazar back to where he was last season.
Yes.
That's got to be the next. Not saying he's looked bad. Uh,
He's got to
just
finish on a number of those looks.
he just doesn't look the same, but since from after the injury to before.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just Bertuzzi hasn't been looking great.
Well, but Bertuzzi's those one of those guys where he goes on those tears and then he goes ice cold for a while. Because remember, the first few months he was on a tear, and then he's been kind of quiet lately. Like we saw it last year. He would either go on a tear or he would either just completely disappear.
I'm going to ask a question. After the deadline, will Nick Foligno be wearing a Blackhawk sweater?
I think so. I mean, that's your captain.
I bet they trade him.
You think?
I think they do
I
for his own
I
benefit.
I don't know. I mean, they I feel like the young players clearly value him.
I think he's gone.
I mean, what are you going to get that's worthwhile for trading your captain?
I think they're going to trade him for his own benefit.
What does that
Um,
do for you, though? You could be right.
I mean, he's this might be his last year. He's probably done. Um, he's You're probably going to want to trade him to a contender to give him a chance. It's not going to do anything for you. Um, I mean, it's not benefiting you at all. It's doing it for him.
I just, I don't know. I just think that would be a bad idea.
We'll see.
That's the captain that you're trying to have guys look up to.
I mean, is it time then to put the C on your best player?
No, no, I don't think he's there yet. I think he needs another year or two before that's an option.
Um, I just
If you're right, I'll give you all the credit in the world. I just wouldn't want to see that. If he wasn't your captain and you had somebody else, sure.
but I mean, he's probably done. His daughter had all the health problems. Um, everything with his daughter. He's 38. His contract ends at the end of the season. I think he's done. I think they're going to do it right by him and trade him away. I really do. And uh, as cool as it is to finish your career being the captain of an original six team, going for a chance to win a Stanley Cup to end your career is probably more worthwhile.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, they don't need any cap relief. You're probably not going to get much for him, but um, you're sort of you're not out of the playoff race, but your chances took a big hit.
No, they're not making the playoffs. I think that's all but done at this point.
Um, so yeah, but I'm excited for Olympic hockey. I've been watching the women's hockey, and it's been fun.
Oh, I am too. Olympic hockey is great. It truly is. And I need to get around to it. Everyone has been recommending me the Miracle on Ice documentary. I think it's on Netflix. Have you heard of that documentary?
I have not seen it.
I heard it's great. So I need to watch it.
Yeah, I've been watching the women's hockey, and my wife came in. She's like, "Oh, is this the U.S.?" And I'm like, "No, I watched the U.S. earlier. Now I'm watching Sweden versus Italy." And man,
It's good
Sweden's
hockey
pretty
though
good.
across the board. Yeah.
Sweden's pretty good. Um, uh, it's it's funny. Uh, when you're watching the team, um, and like the women's team, and you're just like, God damn, like this sport has come a long way. Like they're just good hockey players.
Yes.
Um, uh, and it's funny. Hillary Knight, who's the elder statesperson of the women's hockey team, she's 36, and they showed pictures of her when she was an Olympic hockey player with some of her future teammates when they were little kids.
That's crazy.
Like they're probably like 8, 9, 7, and they're all smiles with Hillary Knight, and now they're teammates with her. And she was like a full ass grown adult. And they were going to see her as a really good player, their hero, and now they're playing with her.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's why the Olympics rule so hard. They're like, oh, here's my grandma. She's 36 years old. She's on her deathbed now at 36. I can't believe she's still alive. I watched the women's 3,000-meter speed skating, and uh a woman from Italy, so it was her home country, and she won the gold medal as a dark horse on her 35th birthday.
That's pretty cool.
Uh and her name is Francesca Lollobrigida.
Love it.
Yeah, she had her son was in the audience watching on her 35th birthday. So congrats to Francesca Lollobrigida. I love the Winter Olympics. I was telling my friend last night, I was like, my dream is to one day go to the Winter Olympics. I love it. I will watch any of those sports. And my wife laughs because I have a vested interest in sports that I will not watch again for 4 years.
Oh
Curling,
yeah.
curling, I'm going to watch it. Speed skating, love it. Figure skating, bring it on. I will watch all of those things every 4 years, and I will start spouting off, athletes and stats. And then in 2 years, they'll be like, oh, who was that speed skater? What? I don't watch speed skating. I have no idea what you're talking about. And then, then when the Olympics come back, I'm like, oh my God, speed skating. This is the 3,000 meter. And this, you've got to watch the turns, watch the way they take this turn. You can't go this hard. I've got strategies. I love it. I love the Olympics.
Hingle McCringleberry was the best curler that we've seen. In all seriousness, though, curling is pretty popular.
Not here, but it's pretty awesome.
Well, I know some people who are really into curling. I'm not saying popular like the NFL or hockey or baseball or basketball, but like it does have a pretty decent following. Obviously, in other parts of the world, it's much, much bigger, but it does have its following here. I think more and more people are growing into it.
Oh, I mean, it's fun. There used to be a curling bar in Chicago. Like they had a small curling, thing.
Yeah, yeah, I think I've heard of it.
So I mean, I mean, if you live somewhere that just has winter, why wouldn't you go curling? Like, you saw, remember, was it 4 years ago when the fat guy from America with the mullet was taking everybody by storm? You're like, that guy is in peak athletic shape with his gut and his mullet, and he was a curling champion. Anybody can be a curling champion. It's like professional bowling. You
Yep.
it is there there's no peak body shape. I watch the people doing the luge and the bobsled and the high jump. They look like they luge and bobsled and high jump. I don't look like that. I look like a pro bowler. I look like a professional curler. I can do those things. I mean, I'm be terrible at them, but I can't be precluded from there because of my body size.
A pro bowler. Do you remember that Mike Murphy story?
Uh,
The pro bowler Mike Murphy story?
is that the one where no, did you ever hear the Ron Santo Pro Bowler story
Maybe.
where a Bears player was in the booth and they said he was a Pro Bowler and he
Oh,
thought he was a
I thought that was Mike Murphy.
Was it Mike
It
Murphy?
was Mike Murphy.
I thought it was Ron Santo.
It says here you're a pro bowler. What do you play in the side circuits?
Uh God.
I think I got some bad information from a producer.
Uh
That story cracks me up.
I love it. I love when interviewers have the bad information and it's so uncomfortable.
It's like, no, I was a pro bowler, not a pro bowler.
I will loop this back around to Ron Santo. Uh, there's a story where he was at a celebrity golf tournament and somebody asked him what his handicap was and he took off his fake leg.
I heard that story too.
Oh, God, that is called being a good sport about things.
Yes, yes.
Or one of my favorites is there was a Cubs playoff game and there was a stressful situation and Ron Santos said, "I'm gonna jump out of the booth." And my friend just called me, goes, "Bro, did Ron Santo with no legs just say he was gonna jump out of the booth?" Like he did. I I wish like somebody could take the some of his uh you know broadcast recordings and take out any other noise except just him. So take out the crowd, take out the crack of the bat, take out the wind, take out the other announcer, just him. And guarantee you'll find clips just going, "Ah, ah,
Oh, yeah. I just want just a compilation of that. I have
ah."
the Pat Hughes released Ron Santos CD where it was a lot of like funny stories and like big calls that they had. But man, I would love to just hear a compilation of some of that stuff.
It would be so funny to have Ron Santo and Hawk Harrelson in the booth together. Like
A super compilation.
it would just be just nonsense. Like it would
Oh,
be
it'd be
all
so great.
it would just be nothing but homerisms.
Entertainment off the walls.
Oh man. And is there anything Cubs and White Sox to talk about?
Well, pitchers and catchers will be reporting
Yeah.
very, very shortly. I know Alex Bregman is already in camp. I know a lot of the White Sox are already in camp. So I think we just see what we have when they get to camp and everyone's there, and any new storylines will develop. But yeah, I think right now it's just a matter of them getting to camp.
Yeah, we don't know what things are going to look like, or you know, it's, uh, it's a new day when pitchers and catchers report, and you just be hopeful.
Hope springs eternal.
That's true. Um, we have Keith Law just posted his top 20 White Sox players, and his number one is Braden Montgomery. Uh,
Prospects, right?
yes, Caleb Bonnemer, number two. Hagen Smith, Billy Carlson, Noah Schultz, Tanner McDougal, who was at Soxfest, Christian Oppor, uh, Jaden Fausk, Kyle Lodice, Sam Antonacci, Gerald Perez, William Bergola Jr., Landon Hodge, Jedixon Paez, David Sandlin, Mason Adams, Tyler Schweitzer, Matthias Lacombe, Carson Jacobs, and George Wolkow. I don't know a lot of those names.
Well, maybe we'll learn more about them as time goes on.
I am kind of excited about Caleb Bonnemer, though.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are.
Um, he's only 20, but uh, he just looks like a baseball player. And this is all going to change too in June when they draft The Rock.
Yes.
Uh, he's going to move to number one and just move everybody down. Because I mean, we got Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks. This is kind of like the baseball version of Connor Bedard. Like they're getting like the consensus dude.
Mm-hmm.
So good for the White Sox. They
Mm-hmm.
needed.
Yes.
Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Nope, I've said my piece.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about the potential Bear Stadium stuff, but that changes every 10 minutes. And I get tired of talking about it. And then it just becomes dated, as soon as the show posts.
Well, maybe by next week, because it sounds like things are getting closer.
Will there be shovels in the ground?
TBD.
Will there be cranes in the sky?
I hope so, because Kevin Warren will be very, 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 very sad.
Kevin Warren can tell you how many cranes are in the sky everywhere in every town. He knows.
Cranes in the sky.
Uh, Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Bill Swerski Sports Talk Chicago. I want to thank everybody so much for listening. Please hit subscribe however you listen to podcasts, whether it's iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play, Spotify, etc. Share this podcast with your friends. How we grow the show. Follow us on social media at Swerski Sports, Facebook.com/Swerski Sports, SwerskiSports.com, or Swerski_Sports_podcast on Instagram. ShyFanPat2 for Alex on Twitter/X, or AlexanderJPatCreative.com for all the cool stuff that Alex does. And again, thank you so much for listening. Until next time, bear down.
Cubs win! What a lucky break! The good Lord wants the Cubs to win!
We thank Ditka and God for all they have provided.
Cubs win! Cubs win! Cubs win!
Oh, I don't want her. You can have her. She's a Packer fan. She can't fit in my van.
And she looks like
Remember, New Yorkers, smoking crack is not legal on planes. Bears 31 to -7.
the Bears. Oh, when the Bears go bearing down.